Alright, guys. We're back for another mixed coin roll hunt. Now, this was actually quite an unexpected one. I got all this from my most local Chase bank. And I went in there. I was actually returning the dime box that I hunted, as you can see, hunted kind of recently. And I asked if they had any. Well, first I asked if they had any more half dollars or dollar coins after that Walking Liberty that I got, and they didn't. But I asked if they had any other coins, and there were two tellers there in the branch that day, and one of them had all of these coins laying down here, which are all from a school PTA member. So these should not be searched at all. And I noticed that some of the dime rolls appear to be overstuffed, so that's a good sign, hopefully. So all of these here are from a PTA. And then these ones here, these taped ones that are all kind of these vintage looking Royal Sovereign, all these taped ones are actually supposedly from an older lady. So yeah, two different customers represented here, but none of it looks searched. I'm excited to go through them. One of these nickel rolls I think was older. I can't remember which one it was. One of these. Oh, not that one. Ugh, which one is it? I don't know. I don't see it in here, but one of these nickel rolls had what looked like an older ender, so alright, let's get into it. I'll start with the pennies, and I'll work my way up into denomination. We got about $10 worth of pennies in total, $20 worth of nickels, a little less than 100 in dimes, and 130 in quarters. So let's get into it, and I'll bring you in on my first find. Alright, I'm on roll number 6. I've pulled out a few copper pennies so far as I've been going through this, and I finally got my first wheat penny in the back there. Alright. See what it is. A little bit older. Not 30s, but 1940 out of San Francisco. So, first find on the board. Also got a nice 72D. Let's keep going. Alright, I'm a few more rolls later, and I think I see a Canadian right here. Yep, Canadian. 1980. Second official, I guess official find, I should say, on the board. Other than all the coppers that I'm pulling out here. Decent amount of copper so far. I've been pulling them out roll by roll, so each stack is each roll I've gone through. And it's been pretty consistent other than one roll that had only 3 in it. So, yeah. Alright. We'll keep going. Alright, well, it's been relatively slow so far, but I dumped out this roll like this, and that one popped up right there. So we got our second wheat penny, 1949 out of San Francisco. 2 in the 40s so far. Is this one old? Nope. Alright, let's keep searching. Alright, I got another Canadian here. Right there. I could see it by the little beading on the edge there, 1976. Alright, oh, and there's another Canadian right there. Just notice that. 1998, so not copper, but another find. Let's keep going. Alright, I am almost through. I got 2 more rolls to go. They're actually the 2 taped ones. And we did get another Wheatie. One thing that's kind of interesting about these rolls is I'm actually getting a lot of Philadelphia minted coins. I've gotten a lot of 98s and 2000s and 95s and 92s for all the varieties. So far I haven't found anything, but it's just kind of interesting. Like, I pulled out this very nice 2000 Philly that I don't see many of in that. It's got some spots on it, but I don't see that many in good condition like that. So just kind of interesting. But this one here, 48 Philly, sticking with the 40s. We got our third one, and I don't see any other ones in this roll. But we'll keep going. All right, well, I'm on those first of those two taped rolls here, and that's sticking out like a sore thumb. We got another Wheatie. Oh. Well, all right, we're broke into the 50s finally. 1956 out of Denver, number 4. All right. Let's keep going. Alright, we're moving on to nickels now, and I'm going to open this roll right here. Looks old, so I'm going to open it and see if it indeed is old. If I can get this tape off of here. Might have to use a knife. These taped ones can sometimes be good because sometimes you might run into someone who had a coin collection and is trying to keep the coins from falling out. So hopefully that's the case. Well, I don't see anything else immediate. Let's see if this one is old. It is old. There you go, 1948 out of Denver. Those are indeed our first find. And I don't see any. Well, this one looks old. Yep, and it is. It's got a San Francisco mint. 1941. 41 San Francisco. I don't see any other ones. But, we'll keep going. Alright, I opened another roll of the nickels, and I got a 50s in here. Right there. Oop. 1954. Out of Denver. So, first 50s. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, I got another 40s. Very next roll. 1946 out of Philly. Alright. Let's keep going. Alright, I got another find in this roll. It's another from 54. Second from that year, 54. Denver. Alright. Let's see if there's any more oldies in this roll. This one old. Nope. I don't see anything else. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, well, I've gone through most of the dimes. I have 6 more rolls to go, and I got a foreign in this roll. I've already taken a look at it. Canadian from 1989. Alright, we did get something. Hopefully we can get something more, like some silver. Oop. We'll see. Alright, we'll find a roll of dimes, and I got another foreign here. Looks also Canadian. Yep. Another Canadian, 1998. Alright. We're moving on to quarters now. Alright guys, so we finished those rolls, and I went through the quarters and didn't find anything, and there actually wasn't any opportunity for West Points in there, other than the 3 rolls that came from that other person, because out of the ones that were taped, which were the majority of the quarters, there wasn't a single quarter that was newer than 2016. All the quarters were 2016 and before, and the 2016s and 2015s looked amazing. So who knows, these coins could have been in here sealed since then. But yeah, so there wasn't any opportunity for West Points. Because a lot of them were older, there were a lot of state quarters. I didn't find any sort of varieties. No foreigns, and obviously no silver. And I'm definitely going to add this to another hunt, because it looks like I'm probably going to get back to the bank, I don't know, in the next week or so. So I'm going to add this to my next hunt, unless I get another silver in the Coinstar or something like that. But I'm not going to do that every time this happens. Anyway, I think the best come off of this hunt is all the copper we found. We got a bunch of copper out of about $10 in pennies. As far as other finds, I got this 1988 that's got some very strange oxidation on it. I'm not sure what you'd call it, but it makes the design look very hazy. So I'm gonna hold on to that. I got one 1959 that is probably the worst condition I've ever seen one, so that will just get thrown in with the copper. I got a really nice 1995 dime that just looked exceptionally nice. 2 nice 09s, 2 nice coppers, both are 72D. Incidentally, one nice Zinken 2000p that I shared with you. 2 kind of crazy toned toners, and then I pulled this out because it's a 2017 with the Philadelphia mint mark, and it's in pretty good shape, so I will hold on to that. And then as far as actual finds in the pennies, we got 76 Canadian, 1980 Canadian, and 1998. These 2 are copper. The 98 is not. As for Wheaties, 1940S, 1948 Philly, 1949S, and 1956D. And then as far as nickels, we got 41S, 46P, 48D, and then 254s that were both out of Denver. And then the 2 Canadian dimes, 1989 and 1998. So, wasn't the best hunt, but it was about what I expected. And I guess we're kind of lucky to get anything in the dimes. So, but I'm going to add this to, another video, next mixed hunt I do. So we'll see you guys in that hunt. Alright guys, we are back with another mixed coin hunt. Now, you might think that this is from a Saturday trip where I went to a couple different banks, but actually, all of this is from my local chase. Yeah, this is like about as much as I do in a regular mixed hunt. Plus we got a couple goodies, which I'll show you in a minute. But this actually is from 2 different days. The first day I had gotten a bunch of coins from one teller, and then there was another teller that was out to lunch. So I wasn't able to see if she had anything, but she ended up having a bunch as well. And then today I went because yesterday I didn't quite have enough cash on me to buy what the other tellers had. Plus one of the tellers was gone, so I went back today and picked up some more. So yeah, I guess apparently they've gotten a lot of custom wrap rolls in the past little while, which is good. So yeah, this actually all is from my most local chase. Now, none of it is marked, and I don't think any of it is searched, but I'm only, obviously I'm still going to keep in mind that some of it might be searched, because a lot of these quarters look the same, and even though most of the coin roll hunters in my area do mark their coins, it's still possible that these maybe could have came from a box and the person just didn't mark them. I've come across that before. So We'll see. I don't have as much hope because this is all just from my local area. But we already got a decent start to the hunt already with those 2 coins right there. Yeah, one of the tellers actually had 2 Ikes. And I've this is the first time in a while that I've gotten Ike dollars, and it might be my first time of the year. So, yeah, I can't remember if these are my first Ikes of the year, but there are 2 of them. They're both bicentennials. I'll take a closer look at those. And there's a small stack of half dollars and dollars. And I noticed in the dollars there is actually a Canadian dollar in there. So I'm going to get all this cleared off. I'm going to take a look at the Ikes and take a look at the half dollars and dollars. And then I'll actually get into the quarters and move down and end off with the pennies. So let's take a look and see what we got there. One thing I want to note, guys, is for this video, I am going to do this not with the tripod. So for this hunt, I'm going to be bringing the camera in for each find. So I've been trying to mix this camera style in a little bit more because, as I think I said before on the channel, the reason why I stopped doing it is because I noticed that I really wasn't showing the coins very well at all, but I've gotten a lot better at it, so I'm probably going to start mixing the, bring you in for each find more and more. Plus, it's easier on the camera battery, so, yeah, we're going to do it for this hunt, and we'll take a look at those right there. Alright, so I cleared everything off, and I wanted to note that the totals here are 210 in quarters, 120, 30, 135 in dimes, $38 in nickels, and almost $20 in pennies. It's like $18.50, I think, and then however many loose in here. So let's take a look at the Eisenhowers first. This one here, Bicentennial Denver, and it's a Type 2 because it's got the thin lettering. There you go. And then this one, it's got some scratches on it. It's got an odd, I don't know, it's got an odd look to it. It looks like it almost has like cleaning scratches on it. I apologize for the sniffling, guys. I have a cold. But again, it's a Denver, and this is actually a Type 1. So we got a good example here of both the Type 1 and Type 2 coins. You can see the thin lettering there and the thicker lettering on that one. So 2 different varieties of Ikes. Those are fines. I will keep them in my collection. I'll put them both right here. And looking through these dollars here, again, I did notice a Canadian. I actually saw this when she gave it to me, but she just... she said, oh, it's Canadian, and I just said, I'll take it. So, Canadian dollar from 2013. So, not quite worth $1, but those Ikes are worth more than $1 anyway. So, I will look through the rest of these, and see if we have anything. If not, I'll move straight into the quarters, which are over there. Wow, guys, what a surprise. I am on the first roll of quarters, and I was going through, and I didn't see it by the edge. But look at that. We have, it's not silver, but we have a 1990 proof quarter. 1990S. I did not see it by the edge. That is awesome. Now, the unfortunate thing is I got it in one of these rolls, so we only have a couple of those, but that, even if we don't find anything else in the quarters, I love finding proofs, and I don't find a lot of eagleback proofs. Usually when I find proof quarters, they're state quarters, because those are, obviously those are newer. So I really enjoy when I find eagleback proofs, because I don't find them very often. And it's in good shape, too. I mean, obviously, it's got some circulation scratches and scuffs and stuff, but wow, that was super unexpected. In fact, I didn't even see it until I got to this point in the roll. So that is a really nice find. I will take it. Definitely didn't expect it. And we'll get back to the rolls. Alright guys, so unfortunately, I went through the rest of those quarters and did not find anything else. I guess we just got lucky with that first roll. But I'm on the first roll of dimes, and this isn't like a crazy valuable find, but it's cool to me because just now, on April 11th, 2025, I finally found my first 2024 dimes. I have been I've been absolutely shocked that I have not found any until now, and I finally found them. There were 3 of them in this roll. Now I gotta look up and see if they're lower minted, because I have not got a single one of these until now. I haven't got any in change, I haven't got any coin roll hunting, anything. So yeah, I have 3 different ones here, and I'm gonna hold them all out. I'm gonna hold on to all 3 of them, because I did not have any until now. So yeah, so I guess that's kind of neat. It's not like it's usually a newer coins from the previous year wouldn't make me that excited, but it has taken me forever to find any 2024 dimes. So I just thought that was kind of cool. Alright, so I looked it up because I was curious. I still don't know why, but they don't have the 2024 mintage on the 2025 issue of the Red Book. But according to this site here, the 2024 D dime has a mintage of 123 million. So it's not crazy low, but look at it compared to the mintages of the other coins. 2022 D, 1.5 billion, and most of these coins here are around 1.5 billion. And even if you go to some of the earlier years, still around the 1 billion mark, and on the low end, they're still at around 500 million. So these are the lowest minted dimes since 2009. So I guess it's kind of low minted. I mean, for modern dimes, I mean, dimes they're minting in the billions. So 123 million is actually pretty dang low. So I don't know if that's why I haven't found any, but I finally found my first ones. Alright, so unfortunately, I finished up with all those dimes, and out of $135 in dimes, we got no silver at all. I did find a few more 2024s. It looked like it was in the same type of roll, so I have a decent amount of them now. I also did find this crazy toned one, and a couple from 1970 Denver that are the proof reverse that are actually in pretty decent condition. Sorry guys, I'm straightening these out. So they're in pretty decent condition, so I'll hold on to those. But we got a nickel find in the very first roll, 1956 out of Denver. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, I'm in the very next roll, and I got a 40s nickel, 1946, out of Philly. Alright, I'm in another roll, and this was actually an ender, right there. We got a 1953, out of San Francisco. Alright, well, that's a very beat-up 64. Just seeing if there's anything else in here. I don't see anything. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, we got another find here, and it's really hard to see, but that coin is in a San Francisco mint. So, see what it is. 1953. 1953 San Francisco. We actually already had a 53, another 53S. So we got 2 of those now, and let's keep going. Alright, I got 4 more rolls to go, and this one was really dirty. It was hard to see, but it is a 1941, and I am not able to see a mint mark on there. There's a lot of gunk on this coin. but it is our oldest of the nickels. Alright, the final nickel roll gave us one more find, 1959, out of Denver. Alright, there. Alright, moving on to pennies. Alright, well, I'm on roll 1 of the pennies, and I almost didn't see it at first, but that's a 1940-something. 45, it looks like. Got our first Wheatie on the board. That is great, and then we're also getting some copper, too, so let's keep going. Alright, I'm on roll number 4, and there's actually 2 Canadian pennies in this roll. One back here, 1978, and 1992 with the double date. Alright, let's keep going. Wow, guys, it has been a slow penny hunt. I have only this many rolls left. I only got about 10 more rolls. One of the other rolls, I did find another Canadian, 1972. But there are actually 2 wheat pennies in this roll. This one right here, which was date side up, 1945 S, incidentally, same one as the other one. And then one right there, reverse facing, 58D. Alright, hopefully we can get at least one more in the last 10 or so rolls. Alright, well, unfortunately, we're on the last roll of pennies, and haven't found too much else. I did have another Canadian penny from 81, and a rather nice one from 1992. And then there is one in this roll here. Looks newer, yep, 2006. So, I will get you guys a wrap-up. Alright, so once again, I apologize for the sniffling. I've been dealing with a really bad cold lately. I do sincerely apologize. But we finished with that hunt, and you know, it was kind of one of those things where if we hadn't have gotten one specific find, it would have been kind of a ho-hum hunt. But because we did get some actually really cool, I am going to upload this as a video and add it to the other little bit of footage that I had from another batch of rolls. This is all the copper that I pulled out, and I did it by roll. So each stack is each roll that I hunted. Although maybe a couple of them were double stacked because I think I hunted more rolls than that. But as far as other finds, I got those 2 1970 Denver proof reverses that are not in too bad a shape. I got a crazy toned dime, which I think is kind of cool. Which, honestly, this is a pretty good find. So I wouldn't, you know what I'm gonna say? I would say we didn't get skunked in the dimes, because I've been looking for my first 2024 dimes forever. And so it's kind of cool that I finally got some. There's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them there, so that is cool. And then we also did get 2 from 1959, but once again, I'll just put that as copper. But I pull them out just to see. This kind of cool toned 69S, actually. A nicer 09, and this 81 that has pretty prominent of the wood grain effect. Continuing on with pennies into the, I guess, more official finds, we got an 06 Canadian, 2 from 92, this one pretty good shape, 81, 78, 72, and this for wheat cents. Again, pretty lackluster on the wheat cents. We got 58D and 2 45s, one's a Denver, one's a San Francisco. And then as for nickels, we got 59D, 56D, 2 53S's, a 46 Philly, and a 41, which I don't know the mint mark of. It doesn't really matter, though. It's not that rare. What's definitely the find of the hunt, this
pretty nice 1990 S proof quarter. And as I said, I don't find a lot of eagle backs, so I'm very happy with that. I might try to take a microfiber cloth and see if a lot of that scuffing can come off. But that's a really cool find. It's one of those things where it's like, I found it early on, so it's like taunting me. I had gotten it early on, and I was hopeful that we'd get some other good finds, even if they weren't necessarily in the quarters. But this was really the only find that was like that I'll probably end up flipping up. But it was cool, so I will take it. We did get that Looney from Canada, 2013, and then the two Ikes, both 76D, but two different types here. The Type 1 right there, or no, Type 2 right there, and then this is the Type 1 with the thicker lettering. It's got some strange luster on it. Looks like someone might have tried to clean it, which is unfortunate, but either way, I'll keep them in my collection. I like Ikes. One thing I also want to note is one penny roll did have 2 dimes in it, and then one of the quarter rolls had a nickel in it, unfortunately. But overall, this was not a bad hunt, but I do wish that a couple of the denominations provided a little better. But, for coins from my local chase, I'll take it. And, it's one of those things I've said before where I can't always expect to get something in, like, the quarters or dimes, because I've easily gotten skunked tons of times. Anyway, I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.